Well, it's an epidemic, a crisis. We've heard it all to describe the current influx of heroin in our community. So how does the heroin highway work and what's being done to stop it? News 12 Long Island's Eileen LaPalmer sits down with federal and local law enforcement. It's part 2 of our follow-up series, Heroin Addicted on Long Island.
2.2 pounds.
Heroin. It's coming into the country by the brickload.
This is kilogram bricks of heroin.
James Hunt is the special agent in charge of the New York field office of the Federal Drug Enforcement Administration.
I really think it's reaching epidemic proportions. This year alone, we seized more at this stage of the year, 4 or 5 months into the year, than we did all last year. So we're set to at least double what we did last year.
I sat down with Hunt to find out how the heroin is getting here.
The majority is South American heroin that the Mexican drug cartels are smuggling into the United States. They're creating a market. They want heroin to be cheap and easy to get, and they're hoping more people get addicted. Basically, that's their business plan.
And that business plan includes elaborate methods of smuggling the heroin inside children's toys, sealed up in tombstones, mixed in with lollipops, bags of beans, and cans of peaches.
So they'll leave the peaches in there. So
right, and they'll put legitimate loads of peaches, take some of the cans, fill it with heroin.
And cars and tractor trailers driving across the border are also rigged with secret hidden compartments.
And check out this SUV here at the Suffolk Police Impound Yard in West Hampton. It looks like a normal Cadillac Escalade. But once inside, there are actually several secret hidden compartments. Check out this. The back of the driver's seat actually opens, and that's where the drugs were hidden.
Instead of having the airbag in there, this will be sealed up, and it will just look like a normal cover for the airbag.
And once the heroin gets to our area, it's cut up and repackaged in mill houses. 2 were recently uncovered in Franklin Square and 1 in Brentwood.
The trends are not improving.
Nassau Chief of Department Steven Skernecki tells me one of the most serious trends right now is these dealers are intentionally mixing the heroin with a prescription anesthetic to make it even more powerful. It's called fentanyl, and it's 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine.
Just a small amount of that can cause serious injury or death.
And Skernecki says as a result, in the last 6 months, police have been responding to every overdose to gather information and create a computerized heroin database.
This gives us a much better perspective of what's going on, how it's moving about, where it is, and what it is. We're starting to see a spider web of a network, if you will, of activity instead of just isolated cases.
How dare you go through my stuff? It wasn't even mine.
But police realize it's not just about enforcement. The Nassau Police Department has created this video as part of its continued anti-drug outreach in schools, and they're looking to work more closely with the health department to get addicts the help they so desperately need.
We recognize, too, that the user of heroin today is not the user of heroin yesteryear. He's your neighbor. He's your family member. He's your spouse, or she's your spouse. So the epidemic has crossed all lines.
Eileen LaPalmer, News 12, Long Island.
Well, what's being done to help those addicted? Tomorrow night, Rich Baralbi takes a look at treatment efforts in part 3 of our follow-up series, Heroin Addicted on Long Island.